Hello,
We're
hello,
live.
everyone. This is Latanya Michelle, and welcome to the Show Me the Funding training. I'm so excited about today's training and complimentary webinar because we have a very special guest and a good friend of mine here. But before we get started, I want to make sure that you are in the right place and that you are in the mode and you're ready to learn, to receive, and to grow. Now, today's webinar is entitled Show Me the Funding Media 101. And what that means is that we're going to be talking about how you can get maximum exposure through the media for your cause, for your project, for your sponsors, for your crowdfunding investors, or for any project in which you are looking to monetize. I have a media strategist and specialist, Veronica Mackey, with us here today. And if you're ready to learn how to get maximum exposure for your projects, if you're ready to learn how to position yourself in the media so that not only are you bringing value to those that you're looking to serve, but you're also bringing value to your sponsors and supporters and your investors. If you're looking to learn just the basics of how to get the media to work for you and what you need to do in order to prepare yourself for maximum output and maximum exposure, you are in the right place. So if that's you, I would like to ask you to do three very important things. First of all, I want you to take this time and turn off all distractions. Remove all cell phones, close the browsers in your computer. Make sure that you close your email, close the door, and take this time with us to learn a few things that are really going to accelerate your exposure in the world. And when you commit to this time for yourself, for your business, and for your potential investors and sponsors, I guarantee it will pay off. So remove all distractions right now. Secondly, I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper and to actively begin to take notes so that you can get not just value from this, but that you can begin to expand your information base as it relates to the media. This is going to be note-taking time. You will not just want to hear this information. You will want to review it, go back to it, and implement it. So grab a pen and a piece of paper. Remove all distractions. And finally, I'd like for you just to open your heart and open your mind. It's been said that once a man's mind has been expanded with one idea, one concept, one principle and learning, that it will never go back to the same size. So we want to expand your mind, your consciousness, and your information base with very valuable information. But in order to do that, you have to be open. You have to be open to not just hear the information, but also take that second step. And I want you to be able to see yourself implementing some of the strategies that we will share with you today. And finally, I want you to see yourself reaping the rewards of maximum exposure through the media. Okay. If you've done all of that, then you're ready. I'm ready, and our guest today, Veronica Mackey, is ready to share with you some tips, some tools, some strategies, and practical advice as it relates to you expanding and your exposure through the media. Veronica, are you here?
I am here.
All right. Hello, hello, my friend.
Hi.
Let me tell the people just a little bit about you and your company before we begin, and then we're just going to dive right into the session. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Great. Okay, so Veronica Mackey, she's an author and she is a media entrepreneur. Her company, The Connectory, connects businesses and nonprofit organizations with their ideal target audience through referrals, introductions, and target audience events. Veronica will lead our session today, and she will tell us how to leverage who we are, our agency, our company, our nonprofit organization through the media, and how making media and referrals can help you attract the right funders. Hello, hello, Veronica. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Great. Okay, so before we get started, I did a little intro. I'd like for you to share with our audience today a little bit about who you are. Tell us about your company and the new mission that your company is embarking upon.
Okay, great. Well, I am a media entrepreneur. My background is in journalism and public relations. I'm a natural encourager. I love working with entrepreneurs. I love watching people, watching what they do, their talents and abilities. It's really fascinating to me. So I began to use my writing to help my business friends get their work out into the world in a bigger way. And I started my PR firm in 2000. And in 2009, I decided to combine my media background with referral marketing. And that's when the magic really began to happen. So what I'm doing now with the Connectory, what distinguishes the Connectory from other networking organizations is the emphasis on physical connections. It's the difference between Match.com and the Millionaire Matchmaker. So the company literally brings clients together with their target audience, either in person, over the phone, or through Skype. The ultimate goal is to help clients form a win-win relationships and to build trust, because as you know, people do business with the people that they know, like, and trust.
Okay, Veronica, the whole concept of connecting individuals with their target audience through events and targeted events is amazing. I think is very innovative and unique. Today we're going to be talking about the media, which is your specialty, your forte. And the first question that I have for you today, Veronica, is can you share with us why it is important for us to align ourselves with the media, what the media is looking for, and thirdly, what should we not do when we're seeking media coverage? So first of all, why is it important that we consider the media as a source or resource when we're looking to get funding for our projects?
Well, the media can help you build your track record, and track record is important. If you're, especially if you're approaching people that you don't know, they don't know who you are, and the media is going to help put you on the map, so to speak. So it's someone saying, you know, this person or this organization is newsworthy. It was important enough for us to send our camera crew out there, or devote some airtime, or devote some space, you know, to telling their story. So this gives you credibility, number one. So that's really important. You can always take that to the bank, so to speak. Media today, you know, it's just impressive. It's very impressive. People say, "Wow, they've been written up," or whatever. So it's really important to have that support. It shows that you've been somewhere, you've done something.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, the importance for embracing the media and thinking media relations in any project that we're doing as we're building our ministry, our nonprofit, our business, our speaking campaign, or launching a new book is because the media can bring instant credibility. Is that what I'm hearing you say? The media can bring us instant credibility, Veronica? I think I lost Veronica, but let's see if she logs back on. One of the things that I have found to be one of the most challenging thoughts that we have as individuals, that we have as company owners, often speakers or nonprofit organizations or authors, is that we don't find ourselves to be credible enough to present ourselves in a powerful way. Well, I found that when you take the time to strategically develop a media campaign, that credibility not only boosts your courage and your confidence to move out into the world and play a bigger game, but also it goes before you. It levels the playing field and it assists you and it assists others in knowing who you are and what you do before you even get there. So the media is a very powerful, influential piece as it relates to opening doors for you. I believe that as you begin to search for sponsors, for investors, for your tribe who's going to embrace your message, that developing media partnerships will be vital to the long-term success of any venture. Do we have Veronica? Veronica, are you back? Hello, hello. I see her, but I don't hear her. And I'm hoping that she can hear me. Veronica, I see that you're here, so maybe you're on mute. Did you unmute yourself? Can you hear
Can you
me?
hear me?
I hear you. There you are.
Yay! Yay!
Oh boy.
Okay, good.
Okay. Modern technology. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad that you're back. I was just telling our group here today that it's important for us to think media because it works two ways. One, it helps to build your personal confidence, and
Mhm.
then two, it goes before you and it helps to build your credibility long before anyone even sees you in person. Is that true?
That's absolutely true. Yes.
Okay, so when we're looking to build a media campaign for our projects, can you tell us what not to do when seeking media coverage, first of
Yes.
all?
Uh, First of all, don't flood the media. Get your message out there, but don't send like two or three, four, five emails every week and call and call and call. They won't take you seriously, and as a matter of fact, they may not even return your calls when you start doing that. You just want to get a good message out. You want to find out who you should speak to first, because newspapers are big, TV stations are big, the internet is huge. You need to find out who handles your article so it doesn't get lost in the pile. So you need to establish a relationship with an editor or producer or whoever the appropriate person is, so that you can have that connection. And after a while, when they know that it's you, they'll say, "Oh, this is so and so. I know them. Okay, I'll run their stuff, or I'll, see if we can do an interview." So it's a relationship.
I love that concept that you say that it is a relationship and you don't want to start the relationship being a bother or a pest.
Yes,
Two things that I learned from you as it relates to engaging the media. The first thing that I learned is that we can get our feet wet in local media as
yes,
opposed to trying to call Good Morning America and getting on the Good Morning
yes,
America show. We can actually develop relationships with the local reporters, the local paper, and maybe even the local television stations in
hmm,
our area. Start there and then branch out as you build
exactly.
more confidence and
Yes.
credibility locally. You have more inertia to go big. Is that true, Veronica?
Absolutely. That's a typical rookie's mistake. You have this idea and you think the whole world's going to love your idea. And then, why start with, the little local paper when I can be on Good Morning America? Well, you don't make that jump like that. They don't know you. Good Morning America is looking to see what you've done at the local level, maybe the state level, maybe a local radio TV
Right.
station. They're looking for that. They don't just, going to put an unknown, leash them on America, you know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
They're
and
looking
you
for
have to have the
seasoned
connections and
media.
contacts. You have to build your media presence, just like anything else. It's just like finding a job and then getting a bigger job. It's the same concept.
That I mean, you taught me that, and I think that's such a valuable lesson.
Hmm.
The other thing that you taught me in dealing with the media is to be very strategic and to be very targeted. Make
Yes.
sure that you are approaching media outlets that one are interested in your industry, and
Hmm.
two that are really reaching your target audience. There
Yeah.
is not all media, well, I've heard it said, but all publicity is good publicity, but not all media is effective media. and learning to target your message and to your audience, to the right media outlet, has been very instrumental as we've been building out our media presence. Can you talk to us a little bit about that, Veronica?
Yes, that's very important. I do some writing with Inglewood Today, which is a local, local LA area newspaper. And, I'll get article submissions from people from New York about events in New York that have nothing to do with Inglewood, LA, or anything, and they're wasting their time. Why am I going to print that someone had an event in New York? Nobody from Inglewood is going to fly to New York to their event. So really, know who you're talking to. Know who the media reaches. So you're going to save the time, and you're not going to annoy the editors. And
Right, exactly, which is very
it's going to work a whole lot better. I had someone that was so disappointed. A friend of mine, he's a hypnotist, and he decided to put his ad for his hypnosis event in the recycler. I'm like, God, why are you doing that? But he didn't know.
Right.
But you need it's kind of like you're following a trail. Okay, who reads this publication? I want to read the person who reads it. I would recommend that you call up the publication or the media outlet that you're interested in advertising in and request a media kit. And that will give you a profile. That will give the demographics of the people, of their viewers or their listeners or their readers, so that if I'm looking to sell my product to someone that is maybe 18 to 30, and they have an income of, say, $50,000 a year, well, I need to see if my numbers match up with the demographics of this media organization. So that's another thing.
It's very important that you do your homework.
Yes.
Media can be a very powerful tool, but you want to be as strategic as possible when you are using this tool. I think about it like the story that I've heard where there's the man that's chopping down trees, and he's chopping down trees, and he's working really hard at this one tree, and his friend comes over and says, "How are you doing? What's going on?" He's like, "Man, I'm tired. I've been chopping down this one particular tree all day long, and I got to get it down before sundown, but I'm really pooped." And then the friend says, "Well, did you try sharpening your axe?" He says, "Sharpening my axe? I don't have time to sharpen the axe. I got to get this tree down before sunset." And the friend says, "Well, sharpen the axe." And the man says, "I don't have time to do that." Well, the friend goes and he sharpens his axe for maybe about 30 minutes. Takes 30 minutes to really fine-tune his axe.
Yes.
Then he goes and begins to chop down the tree that is right next to his friend, chops the tree down in less than 30 minutes, and the friend is still working on the initial tree.
Wow. That is such a good illustration.
What that tells us is, if you take the time to do your research, if you do your homework and put together a strategy and a plan, which is what we help you to do at the Show Me the Funding training, if you take the time to sharpen your axe, get the right tools, get the right strategies, get the right outlets, it will not only reduce your learning curve, but will help you be more effective in your campaigns.
Yes, absolutely. That's a really good illustration.
So, Veronica, I have another question for you. We're talking about getting maximum exposure. You've already shared with us how important it is to identify the right media outlets, how we should not inundate them, how to build a long-term relationship with them over time. And you've also told us how to get request a media kit from the media outlets so that we can identify if their target audience is our target audience, right?
Right.
Okay. So now that we have these media kits, can you talk to us a little bit about how we can get free publicity for our campaigns before we start talking about paid publicity? How can I get some free publicity for my startup, my nonprofit, and will that help me when I'm looking to recruit investors and sponsors?
Yes, if it's get as much free publicity as you can whenever you can. Definitely start with the press release, which is the basics. Who, what, when, where, and why, what you're doing, why it's important. Make sure you have the right contacts at the media outlet and send it to them, and always follow up. That's number one. Number two, if you're having an event, and a lot of people don't really may not know about this, you can request to have a news anchor or somebody come out and MC your event for you. That is great
Wow.
publicity. And it's usually
Great.
free. It usually doesn't charge you anything at all. You just have to set it up weeks in advance. And I've done that very successfully with quite a few of my clients. We'll have a TV anchor or somebody come out and MC the event. That's free publicity for the news, the news outlet. And of course, they're going to promote it because they got their guy or their girl out there. So that's a great way to do it. You can also see if you can get a media newspaper or local radio station to be a media sponsor for you, which would basically be that they would, give you some added publicity in exchange for, you promoting them or having tickets to your event or having a booth at your conference or something like that. It's kind of like a barter trade type of situation.
I
So,
love that idea,
yeah.
Veronica. How would a nonprofit organization or a company that's having an event, how would they go about approaching a media outlet as a sponsor? Can you give us the steps to that?
Well, you'd find out who you need to talk to, the promotional manager probably. You'd send them a proposal. Just a lot of, like you would do anything else, just talking, sending them something in writing, following up, selling them on the benefits of it. And if you're nonprofit, you you have an opportunity to get free publicity as a nonprofit because the FCC requires that so much time or space be given to nonprofit or community service organizations. So if you're not selling anything, you're just trying to do something for the community, well, let them know you're a nonprofit. They may ask for your number or something like that, or you may need an IRS letter, but that's pretty much it. I would really play that up. If I'm a nonprofit, I would really, hey, I'm a nonprofit. I need some help, and I know that you're required to give me some help. So there you go. You can get your PSAs on or your listings and community calendars or anything like that. Sometimes they that may not work sometimes if you are a for-profit company in terms of publicity like that, but certainly you can ask them to be a corporate media sponsor for some event for sure.
Now, what I want to reiterate is that Veronica said that as a nonprofit, there are certain benefits that you
Hmm.
have where you can request that your event, your project is promoted to the public through the media.
Hmm.
And as you do your research as to, again, what media outlets in my community or in and around my community are reaching my target audience and will have an affinity for my specific message, these are the types of media outlets that you want to begin to develop long lasting relationships with, because oftentimes the media is in look for or looking out for activities and events and people to feature. But if you are not in their sphere of influence and if you're not in their sites, then they won't be able to choose you.
Right.
But take the time to do your homework and to build these connections. This is not a one-time fancy, once a year I contact you and you help me. You are building a long-term, a long-standing relationship with the media in your area that creates a win-win for you and for them. So that is one of the key pieces. And maybe you're a business owner and you don't have a nonprofit. Could you align yourself with a nonprofit in your area, provide services to them, and
Mhm.
together the two of you approach the media? That's something for you to consider, and that's something that we're going to talk in depth about in our Show Me the Funding training. So, Veronica, before we go, I know we have just a little bit of time with you. I would like for you to tell us what exactly is crowd referring? And how can we as agents turn leads into funders? I'm looking for sponsors, investors, and a tribe that will support my cause. How can I
Mhm.
turn my leads that I get from the media into
Mhm.
funding? And what exactly is crowd referring?
Crowd referring is it's a term that I coined, and I was kind of similar to crowd funding in that you present your project or your cause on social media, or it could be done offline, and then you're able to attract a large amount of people. You'll start with maybe about 10 or so of your good friends. These are your brand ambassadors, and these are people who are able to tell other people about you. So the crowd is referring you. So this could be 10 people that you know well or friends of friends, and they decide whether or not they want to refer their friends to you. So, that can really grow exponentially as you get more and more referrals. So you basically present your program, and they decide whether or not they want to refer their people that they know to fund your product or your project or whatever. So this is how that works. So I call it crowd referring.
That's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's
Thank
actually aligning yourself with power players in your industry,
you.
creating strategic alliances, which will allow you to duplicate yourself, multiply yourself, and your message in a fast and effective way. That's brilliant, Veronica. So tell me now that we have these media partners and we have these strategic alliances. Can you
Mhm.
give me a few ways that I can turn these leads into funders for my project?
Sure. Well, you always want to start with a good profile, which is very, very important. That's where the media comes in, and you have this track record, and you have testimonials. The more you can build it up and get everyone's input, that's going to also help you as far as attracting the corporate sponsors. But it's all about image, credibility,
Yes,
track record,
I have to
all
agree.
that works. That all that is so important. It is. It is just. It's really critical. So I would definitely make sure that I have a very good profile and supporting data, supporting people, my supporting cast, so to speak, which would
Yes,
be past clients who can give a testimonial to you, which could be people that you may personally know who, or influencers who may be able to put in a good word for you. So
right.
you want to have all of this going for you uh, at the time. And then as far as the leads that you get from crowd referring, you can take those leads and through your team, your people that are your ambassadors, through
You're
your
in back.
ambassadors, they can help you get these introductions, and that's the second phase, which is the personal introductions. Help you to set up the meetings that you need with them, or do a quick email or a three-way call, or however you want to set it up. And then of course once you get the person on the phone, then it's on. That's when your salesmanship comes out, and you can lay out what you have, what your goal is, what your vision is for them. But having the profile, that's where everything really starts. That's really where everything starts. You got to look good, you got to sound good. The dots have to match up.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're really talking about before you start to engage your funders, you need to be ready going into
Hmm. Oh
your meeting.
yeah.
You need to have a strategy and a plan. You need to have your profile prepared.
Hmm.
And basically, I'm hearing you say you need to begin with the end in mind. Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. If I'm a funder and I say, Latanya, I'm just so loving this wealthy woman thing that you're doing, and I'm going to fund you. I want to give you $150,000, and I need to see a profile like today, like 10 minutes. Send it over immediately. You got to be ready. You never know when an opportunity is going to come, and you got it. You can't say, okay, well, next week. Well, next week might be too late. So
Right.
that's why you have to have that in place. Your online presence, your offline presence, all that needs to match up. It needs to be congruent. Everything needs to kind of work together so that
Is that something that
whoever
you
they
help
talk to on
your
the phone is the same as they see online.
is that something that you help your clients with, Veronica?
Yes, yes, it is.
Now, I understand that you have a program called Leverage. Before we
Mhm.
go, can you give us an idea of your Leverage program and how can our listeners connect with you if they would be interested in having you to help them get prepared for dealing
Mhm.
with the media?
Great. Well, leverage is comes from the word lever, which is kind of you're taking a tool, you're using a tool, and you are using that to expand your influence and expand your opportunity. And of course, that's where the media and crowd referring comes in through leveraging. So you're leveraging other people's relationships, time, expertise. As you know, we don't do this alone. And a
Right.
lot of solopreneurs in particular do not ask for help. We're just kind of like, oh, I can do it. I got this. No, not really. Not alone. I mean, you have a part of it, but you don't have all of it. So it's really important to leverage. Find out, who do I know? Who do you know? Do you know who can help me? It begins a lot with dialogue and conversation and putting skills together. And that's what the Connectory does. That's really at the heart of it, which is why I really began the company, because I wanted to leverage and put together the skill sets that I saw different people had, and if they could only get it together, they could help each other. 'Cause you may have one part of it, I may have another part of it, but when we come together, we've got some magic happening. We've got something really, really big. You don't have to work as hard. I don't have to work as hard. We can pool our resources. You may have a little bit of money. I may have a little. We pull it together. It's a lot. It's what we need to do what we need to get done. So leverage is just taking advantage of your media contacts, the people in your personal contacts, contacts that your friends have, the crowd referring, putting all of that together and giving you the power. Leverage is power, giving you the power that you need so that you can. It doesn't matter if you're not as big as the next person, in size or what have you. If you have the leverage, the contacts, and the resources, you can approach them, just like anyone else. You can approach a funder and you can expect to get, serious consideration for your project or your product.
I love the concept, Veronica. I love what you do for your clients and what you've done for me. Can you tell our group today how can they contact you if they're interested in getting your help with their projects? And tell us a little bit before you go, not just how they can contact you, but what how you like to work with your clients. Do you have a coaching program or is there a done for you package? What is the best modality for you to work with the large number of clients that you have?
Yes, they can email me at Connectory with a K. That's KONNECTORY @gmail.com. I do have a coaching program where I can coach you in media I can show you how to do it yourself, or I can do it for you, whatever you prefer. So there are two levels to that. And also I have my marketing referral, which is designing target audience events, getting crowd referring going for your business, which will help exponentially to expand your contact base and get people who are targeted toward what you want to do. I see myself as a business matchmaker,
I
basically.
love that.
So, yeah, that's what I can do. We can do this for you as on a consulting basis, or I can also coach you to do it. In any of the services that I have is either coaching or consulting on any.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Before we go today, Veronica will be sharing at our Show Me the Funding training, and she will be talking about how to leverage the media, not just to attract the right sponsors, but how to leverage the media. Once you have these investors and sponsors and supportive, how
Mhm.
can you best position yourself with the media so that you are creating more value for your partners?
Mhm.
Also, I want to make sure that you know about the Show Me the Funding training. Simply go to www.showmethefunding.com. You'll learn more about this amazing training, which is designed to assist you in monetizing your project, your ministry, your nonprofit organization, and your business by getting the funds you need with crowdfunding, sponsorship, and our grant writing. This is Latanya Michelle, reminding you to be bold, to be brilliant, and to be a blessing. We will be having our Wealthy Woman Network Summer Business Series. Veronica is one of our sponsors for the Summer Business Series. You don't want to miss this wonderful time of learning. We will be bringing to you the best as it relates to how you can innovatively in 2014 get your message out into the world. I want to thank you so much for joining us today. Again, this is Latanya Michelle. Go to www.showmethefunding.com to learn more about our training. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye. Well, Veronica, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you at Show Me the Funding.
Thank you, Veronica. Talk to you
Thank
soon,
you.
beautiful. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.